Today I was supposed to have a baby. By the 9th week, we had our first ultrasound and we were told there was no heartbeat and the fetus measured at 7 weeks. So we were told I had a miscarriage. 2 weeks later, the body expelled the fetus, and I've been walking a process since then of grieving and getting over that experience, which of course was not expected. The biggest thing for me that I found within it was that I was so grateful to hear when another woman would say, I had a miscarriage too. And it was shocking how many women I knew that didn't have a miscarriage, and I only found out after I told them about my own. And I realized this is because there's this silence within the first trimester where we have a custom of keeping quiet about the pregnancy until the second trimester. We're not willing to announce it, and most of us who are excited and wanting to celebrate are told to not until the second trimester. And that's because it's common. Miscarriages happen to 1 in 3 women. I am one of 3 women that have a miscarriage, or that had a miscarriage. And while it's so common, it's not talked about. I knew one woman who had a miscarriage prior to my own, and once I had my own and started opening up to other women about it, a lot of them had miscarriages. And it was the best thing to hear because I realized it wasn't uncommon, my experience. The fact that I had a miscarriage, it wasn't uncommon. It wasn't unique to me. It wasn't implying that I did something wrong. It wasn't suggesting that I could have done something better. It suggested that it's common. It happens. And I was grateful to hear those women share with me that they had their miscarriages. And so I realized for myself how important it is to talk about it and to share my experience with it, because a lot of women don't. And then a lot of women think that it's not a common thing. And it is. It is. You're not different in that you had a miscarriage. It's very common. And if more of us decided to break the silence of the first trimester and talked about getting pregnant from the get-go and sharing if it does happen that we have a miscarriage, we're able to talk about it with our friends and family. We had told both of our parents and some family members about the pregnancy pretty early on, by 6 weeks, because I couldn't help myself. And I was glad to be able to then share with them about the miscarriage, because I wasn't alone in the grieving process. They would call and check up on me, and they would ask how I was doing, and it helped. It helped to be able to have those points, those outlets where I could communicate my experience, and I could, simply having someone ask, how are you? You can take a moment to reflect and see, how am I actually doing with this? So I'm glad I told who I did right away, and I didn't wait. And next time, because we're still trying to have another baby, I'm going to share it with as many people as I can right away, because I want to break the silence of the first trimester. I don't want to continue participating in allowing an idea that miscarriages are not common when they are. So I'm going to start with myself and start sharing my experience and my process and hopefully my pregnancy and, full term carrying that. But if miscarriage happens, then I'll be able to share that as well. And yeah, so I just think it's important that women talk about their miscarriages, and maybe don't keep it a secret. Share with people you're comfortable with about your pregnancy, and don't fear not sharing because of a miscarriage. If more people share about their experiences and what they go through, then those that go through it also won't feel as alone, and I think that's important, and that's a commitment I've made for myself. So just wanted to share that point. And if you are currently going through a miscarriage, or you've gone through a miscarriage, I'm giving you a big hug, and I feel you, and it's hard. It's not an easy thing to go through at all. But if you are willing to talk to your partner or talk to your family or talk to your friends or talk to a counselor, communicate your experience, talk it out, express what it is you're experiencing so that you can not hold it inside yourself, so that you can go through the process of grief, so that you can process what has happened to you. Don't hide, don't ignore, don't suppress, don't try to escape. Deal with it. And if you need someone to communicate or talk to, I'm always here. You can reach out to me anytime. So thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other.